Hey guys, welcome back. So got a swatch review and mini tutorial video for y'all today on this palette. This is the Bad Habit Beauty Dreamstate 15 shade pressed glitter collection. So this is what it looks like. So we're gonna do like we normally do in these videos. We will talk about the pricing, we'll look at the packaging, we'll look at some swatches, I'll talk about the formula of these shadows and just kind of how they are to work with and my overall thoughts and review on this palette. And then I will also show you a little mini tutorial on this look right here. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing, so let's get to it. So the price of this palette is $14. I got it off of the Shop Hush app. This is what the outside packaging looks like. Really pretty. It came very nicely packaged, as always, really nice and protected. This is what the palette looks like. Really pretty. It's not my favorite packaging that they've done because they've done some really amazing packaging. It's still really pretty, but it's not like my very favorite design. But it's kind of like a metallic-y blue, and it sort of looks a little like crumbly or dirty or something, like you're in a dream, like something's a little different. So it's a cool idea. And then inside it has a really nice big mirror. And then as far as what you get in here, these are all pressed glitters. That is everything that's in here. You don't have any kind of mattes, you don't have any kind of like satiny shades. They are all pressed glitters, and you have some really fun neutrals and some really fun colors too. So a nice collection of different options in here, but again, all pressed glitters. Now for some swatches. So what I did, this side of each of the set of swatches, I just applied that dry with my finger. And then this side of each set of the swatches, I used a wet brush. So I got the product on the brush and then I sprayed the brush with some setting spray because that's really where these shadows shine, literally and figuratively. I mean, that's really what it takes to give these shadows like just the best versions of themselves. So that's kind of how I decided to swatch them so you could see what these look like both ways. So starting at the top left side of the palette, this one is Muse, Reverie, Surreal, Blur, Incubus. Second row of the palette, this is Abstract, Trance, Vivid, Nirvana, Delusion. Bottom row of the palette, this one is Mirage, Bliss, Daze, Lucid, and Origin. So really the ones that I have some kind of like feedback on as far as swatches go, Trance takes a little bit of building, and it's not quite as much of like a glittery shade. It's more of a metallic-y shimmer. So it's less glittery, more metallic-y. It takes a little bit of building. This one is very chunky, so it definitely needs a mixing medium for sure. I think all of these do, but this one especially is just very loosely packed in there, but look how pretty it is. It's a beautiful shadow, but don't try to use that one dry. I mean, that one's gonna be the most difficult to use dry, but really any of them, we'll get into formula in a second, but I think any of them, you need to use a mixing medium with them. So anyway, here are all the swatches. So as far as the formula goes on these shadows, just how they are to work with and my overall thoughts and review on this palette, you know, these are a pressed glitter. So they're just a different type of shadow and a different type of experience using them. So I don't think that this palette is gonna be for everyone. I think this is going to be for people who love shimmery shadows, love that sort of shimmery look on the eyes, and also don't mind the extra work and tweaking that goes into using this type of a shadow, because these really do need a glitter glue, and I think even a setting spray too. I think that's really just the best way of using them, because I find that you have the least fallout like on your vanity, on your palette, on your face, just everywhere. Because if you just use a glitter glue and then use your fingertip, you could absolutely do that, but it's not really adhering to your fingers necessarily very well. Whereas if you get it on the brush and then spray the brush, it's on the brush really well, and then you can pack it on your eyes. The glitter glue is going to help it lock onto your eyelid. So I think all those things really help with avoiding the fallout, because if you do those things, which is what I did in the tutorial, I have very little fallout, like if any. I had just a few little spots and just had to wipe that away. So I think as far as glittery shadows go, these are beautiful. I think they are lovely, so fun. I don't think they're hard to work with. It just takes some tweaking. So I think they are beautifully pigmented. I think it's a really fun palette. I love it. I'm excited that I have it. And I think that people who love glittery shades will love it. So like I said, I think it's just gonna depend on, do you like glittery shades? And do you mind putting in kind of that extra work to work with these kind of shadows? So that's my overall thoughts and review on the palette. So now we are going to get into the tutorial on this look. So let's get to it. Okay, so I've already applied some eyeshadow primer and set that. So now I'm gonna start with just some transition type colors. This is the Profusion Naturals palette. So I'm gonna take a couple of shadows from here that are matte. So I'm gonna first get some of Doll on a Cozette S175 brush. Tap off my brush and just apply this into my crease and transition area. Now I'm gonna take my Dreamstate palette, some setting spray, and some glitter glue. So first off, I'm gonna get some of the glitter glue and tap that on my lid. Then I'm gonna take some of Reverie, get that on my brush, and then wet my brush and tap that on my lid. So that's what we're gonna be doing. You can probably see I'm doing a lot more tapping versus like swiping. I'm doing a little bit of that, but more patting, because you're gonna get less fallout by patting it on. You're really gonna get that pristine, locked on there application. And doing it this way, I'm getting very little fallout. And really with 2 layers, it is basically completely opaque. Really pretty. I'm gonna go back in with a small blending brush and just add a little bit more of that matte color. With this, I may cause a little bit of fallout because I'm swiping across and basically kind of disrupting that shimmer, but just wanna do a little bit of blending. I'm also gonna get a slightly deeper color. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Outgoing mixed with a little bit of Cozy. So that little combo right there, I'm gonna go right into my crease with that combo. Just kind of meeting that crease color with that shimmery shade. Now I'm gonna take a Real Technique small detailer brush and get some of Daze. Just a tiny little bit of that right on the end of this brush. And then I'm going to, again, spray my brush with my setting spray. And then I'm gonna put this right in the center of my lids. Just a little pop of gold right in the middle. Now for my lower lash line, I'm gonna get some of Zing on my Smith 302 brush. This is from the Profusion palette. And just run that along my lower lash line. I want to soften that line a little bit, so I'm going to get some of Doll on that same brush and just kind of run over that with that shade. Now I'm just going to apply some liner and mascara. For liner today, I'm using this Annabelle Smooth Liner in Metal Daze. And then for mascara today, I'm using the Dior Show Pump and Volume on my upper lashes and my CoverGirl Clump Crusher on my lower lashes. And I'm just doing the liner on my upper lash line. And then for a little more added fun, I'm gonna use this Makeup Revolution Ultra Cool Glow palette. I'm gonna get some of this gold shade right here on a Morphe M507 brush. And I'm just gonna build that up on the inner corners of my eyes just for a fun yellow pop to kind of tie in that gold on the lid. And I think I want my inner corner even more yellowy, so I'm going to get some of Daze on a little pencil brush and I'm going to wet this with a little bit of the setting spray again and do just a little dot of this right on the inner corner. Oh yeah, I like that, where it's golden, but then it's got that kind of lighter gold around it. So it's more yellowy gold right at the inner part of the eye. That was really hard to say. Alright guys, so that wraps up this review and mini tutorial. So I hope that you really enjoyed it and hope it was helpful for you. Please do a thumbs up if it was, and let me know down below what you think about this palette. If you picked it up and you've tried it, what do you think about it? Or if you're just kind of eyeing the swatches, what are your thoughts on it? I would love to know that. Ask me any questions that you have, I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!